In this episode, I'm going to talk to you about something that I've been waiting to talk for some time. But what happened is, I'm running a cohort where I'm working with some global CX leaders. And this question that I'm going to cover in this episode came about by so many of these leaders attending this customer experience leadership breakthrough cohort. Now, what is this question that I want to cover today with you? The question is how to get executive buy in for your customer experience initiatives. If you are a customer experience professional working in an organization trying to tell people that you need to invest in customer experience and you find it difficult to convince them, then I have some solution for you that's going to help you as you watch or listen to this episode. You're going to get some really cool ideas on how to convince those executives who have the money in their pocket to sponsor your customer experience initiatives. So, if you're watching this or if you're listening to this, do let me know how important it is for you to share, for you to really understand how important it is for you to understand how to convince those executives who want to grow business, who are keen to make a difference but are not ready to invest in your initiative. So this is about that. Watch it or listen it till the end. And the first idea that I would like to share with you is really, before that, let me see. I have got some comment in the chat box. Hello, Archana. Great to see you, see your message after a while. How are you doing? Thank you for joining in. Thanks for your message. All right, so let's keep going. The number one thing is be very clear about your definition of customer experience. What does customer experience really means? I've seen it time and again that in the organization at different levels of hierarchy and at different functions, everybody thinks customer experience in a different way. So make sure you have established that definition. To give you an example, Amazon is very clear. They said we want to be Earth's most customer centric company. Now, there is no ambiguity there. And they want to be everything store. For everything that happens, they want to be Earth's most customer centric company. That's the first thing. Second thing is when you're trying to provide clarity to these executive leadership, the top leaders in your company, speak to them in the language that they relate to more. And more of that I'm going to cover, but speak to them in the language that they often understand better than the rest. Now, that's the first thing, is to provide clarity. The number two thing is get the attention of your executives by sharing with them the key KPIs, key performance indicators on which your business is managed and measured. So, some examples, talk to them in the terms of acquisition rate. How many customers will we acquire if we implement this customer experience initiative? How will it improve the retention rate? How many customers we will be able to retain if we follow these initiatives in customer experience? Talk to them in terms of customer effort, as to if these ideas are implemented, it's how easy it is going to make for your customers to do business with you. They would relate to that way better than some other stuff, right? Then talk to them about relationship. How are you going to grow the trust if you follow certain customer experience initiatives? Speak to them about the KPIs of renewals. If it's a SaaS product, if it's a repeated service products, then will they buy again? Will they buy repeatedly? Talk to them in terms of how will you do better than your competitors, in which areas, on what KPIs you will do better than your competitors. So these are some of the Ideas specifically around KPIs. That's the number two. The number three is quantify. Quantify. The other way to talk about quantification is return on investment, ROI. Quantify costs, which means how much cost will it cost, how much will your initiative truly cost. Have a good handle on that calculation, and also at the same time have a solid calculation of what are the expected returns. What do you expect as a return out of this? Show them, in addition to them, this clear math of the return on investment. Also show them a stack of benefits: benefit 1, benefit 2, benefit 3. Provide them concrete examples of the CX problem you're solving, and how your solution is going to come handy in solving those problems in terms of dollar value. How much more profit will they make? How much more revenue will they make? And stack all the benefits. Are you with me? So, are you finding this effective? If you're finding this effective, share with me what is it that you're liking so far. Let's continue. The fourth element is I would like you to tell a story in the form of, don't just talk about metrics alone. Really come up with a story where you can transmit them to the customer's world. They can experience the emotions of the customer. What does a customer life look like with your product, with your CX initiatives, and without those customer experience initiatives? Because facts tell, stories sell. If you have to sell your ideas, bring in emotional story, paint a picture, transmit them into your customers' world. And that may need some, for you, if you're a logical thinker, if you're putting down all the facts and figures, you may just have to move away for a moment. And we're not talking just about one strategy, we are talking about various ways to ensure executive buy in fast for your customer experience initiative. The fifth element is show them the real time customer feedback. Help them get direct access to the VOC, voice of customer data. In fact, if you use certain VOC tool, invite them to have a look at the dashboard of that VOC tool. In fact, if you can go a step further and you can introduce them to use it themselves, they might just like it. Because some of the senior leaders, I've heard, like Jeff Bezos in Amazon, Tim Cook at Apple, they love to read through the comments of the customers, and as a regular practice they do spend some time every now and then to get a pulse of their customers. So they might be quite happy if you're able to introduce to them the power of your own VOC tools that you have in place. Teach them to use those tools, have them hooked to that tool. Of course, you therefore will have to be on your toes, but they will, once they start to hear those voices themselves, they might just quickly get a buy-in, give you, sponsorship for what you're trying to get buy-in for. Are you with me? How are these ideas sounding you? So let me do a recap. Number one is provide them clarity about what is customer experience. Number two is get attention with the key KPIs like acquisition rates, retention rates, customer effort. Number three is quantify the ROI, return on investment, the cost, demonstrate ROI, have a solid calculation ready. Number four is transmit them into your customer world by telling a emotionally loaded story. Number five is show them the real time customer feedback. Right, these are some of the ideas and thoughts. I will be super happy to hear from you. What of these resonates with you? What else do you have up your sleeve to get sponsorship for your customer experience initiatives from your leadership? With that, signing off, looking forward to connect with you again soon. Thank you.